Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. At long last, this national crisis is over. The votes are in. They've been tallied, confirmed, and reconfirmed. Finally, we have an answer, as there is a clear-cut winner. The man who will lead this country into the new millennium. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, it pleases me to officially announce the next president of the United States of America.
There's one vote you forgot to count. Now choke on that, slapnut.
He won the war! Yes! That's not just a great American.
Holy penis. Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. At long last, this national crisis is over. The votes are in. They've been tallied, confirmed, and reconfirmed. Finally, we have an answer, as there is a clear-cut winner. The man who will lead this country into the new millennium. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, it pleases me to officially announce the next president of the United States of America.
There's one vote you forgot to count. Now choke on that, slapnut.
Penis. Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. At long last, this national crisis is over. The votes are in. They've been tallied, confirmed, and reconfirmed. Finally, we have an answer, as there is a clear-cut winner. The man who will lead this country into the new millennium. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, it pleases me to officially announce the next president of the United States of America.
There's one vote you forgot to count. Now choke on that, slapnut.
He won the war! Yes! That's not just a great American, that's a great man!
Oh,
he had his own private stash.
So choke on that, Bagwell.
Nash and Page not only beat the perfect event, they beat the numbers
Gotta give
of
it
the
to
Natural Born Trip. The streak goes on. Goldberg is in another zone.
Are you ready?
This psychotic nut is going for the kill.
Scott Steiner is the world champion. The inmate runs the asylum.
Superstars of World Championship Wrestling. Tony Schiavone, Scott Hudson, and the best looking big man in all of television, Mark Madden. Yes, a new World Heavyweight Champion was crowned last night. It's Big Papa Pump, new World Tag Team Champion. and a new United States champion as well. It's General Rection. What do we got in the ring here?
3 counts in the house once again.
It's 2 out of 3 count.
And remember, if you're not down with the 3, then you just don't count. Hit our music.
Should they be down with the 2, then you just don't count? Right.
These guys are music.
They are Lame Ranger opening up the program, but they can't go when the bell rings. And we're going to have a dandy of an opening match here on TNT because here comes Luka Cajun, MIA, members of the Misfits in action. And immediately, all 4 men go out of here in the opening bout. What a night it was last night as we were in Milwaukee, just up the road from here for Mayhem 2000. We're going to be talking about it through the entire night, but right now the action is fast and furious, Scott.
When they script out the history of World Championship Wrestling, they're going to highlight November 26, 2000 in Milwaukee. Scott Steiner got the monkey off his back. He is the king of the WCW mountain. He is the World Heavyweight Champion.
Got the monkey off his back. Finally got the chance more light. When God in all his wisdom, Hudson, decided to create the perfect man, the perfect wrestler, the perfect champion, he created Scott Steiner. Last night, he made it formal to getting the belt.
We are seeing a new harder edge to members of MIA, namely Loco and Cajun here, and they are taking the fight right to 3 count here. Shannon Moore and Shane Helms. Look at this pick up, pushing the man up in the double team going on here in the corner. Oh! Needless to say, the World Heavyweight Champion is here tonight. And needless to say, the new World Tag Team Champions. Cage, oh, look at that. Cage and Nash are here tonight as well. Here's cover 1, 2. Only a 2 count, and it escaped that time by Shannon Moore.
You got to catch the Mayhem replay on pay-per-view. It was so event-filled, not the least of which, Tony, Mark, that incredible 3-way tag team dance with Janie and Evan, 3 count, and the Young Dragons tore down the house in Brewtown last night.
On top, and he drives the head face first, does Shannon Moore. There's no denying. Here's a cover 1, 2, no share, and a kick out by Cajun. No denying that Shannon Moore and Shane Helms can go. People feel that they are now even a better team without Evan Courageous. That remains to be seen.
I'm not going to say better without Evan Courageous, but I am going to say, oh, here's a great double maneuver. Reminiscent of the Midnight Express. Shane and Shannon almost with a Vegematic-like move there.
Now just choking the life.
So what? That's part of the game. You break it a 4 count.
3 count.
Shut up. Anyway, Shane and Shannon, the up-and-coming young tag team in WCW. Just like Scott Steiner, when you get a title shot, believe me, they'll make the most of it.
Into the corner. Oh! Corporal Cajun.
No! Sugar Shane with the sugar smack.
Tremendous extension. Shane is not only quick, he is deceptively powerful as well. And he sent Loco down, enabling the double team on this end as Charles Robinson, referee, trying to get Loco out of the ring. Here comes Shannon Moore. They can fly, they can do just about anything. And there is no question that they have to be considered top contenders to the World Tag Team title. Now, I know the World Tag Team Champions are 2 of the great veterans, 2 of the biggest men that we have in WCW right now. Oh, look at this.
What in his incredibly marketable face.
You can't overlook 3 count door, the new look of MIA, straight into the tag. Loco!
Got it.
Then he makes it. Here comes Loco in now. Lieutenant Loco. Look at the fire, and there's a DDT. He'll try to end it right now. Oh, and he almost did. That time, Moore could not get out, or Helms could not get out, and Moore made the save.
You know, I'm not a big MIA fan. I think they're numbskulls, but I got to give Lieutenant Loco credit for the way he's picked up the intensity in the last couple of weeks.
They all and give the general credit as well.
The referee being distracted by Corporal Cajun.
That should have been a 3 count. That should have been a 3 count.
That's Jamie Noble, and that's Evan Courageous, and there's the ladder that they used last night in the 3-way tag team match. Little revenge from last night. Oh!
I couldn't believe what these two did with that ladder last night at Mayhem, and now they're fixing to use it like a weapon again.
Brainbuster time to number 1, 2, 3.
That's it. Wow. That's a harder edge for the Misfits in action, and mark it down. It's a W for the MIA.
That is a monstrous win for MIA. In my mind, the best up-and-coming young tag team in WCW. That harder edge is serving them well, Tony.
And you can see it in their eyes, and we're just getting started. Back live on TNT right after this.
Introducing the new Chicken Fiesta Melt from Taco Bell. Grilled white meat chicken smothered in Fiesta salsa and 3 kinds of cheese melted just the way you like it. It's so good, it's practically perfect. Get it for a limited time at the Bell.
This year, over 400,000 aluminum radiators will corrode and fail. But Prestone Antifreeze bonds with aluminum, forming the Prestone Zone of Protection against corrosion. It's your car. Protect it in the Prestone Zone.
Let's get ready to rumble. It's Magnum style.
Ready to rumble boxing round 2. It's the undisputed, undefeated champion. Rated T for teen.
All right, gentlemen, I want a good clean. I was the first to go global and set up a worldwide distribution network. I didn't get where I am today by sitting around by the fire.
Who was Andy Kaufman?
I want to be the biggest star in the world.
Party time for Latka.
I'm not a comedian.
Shut the hell up! All of you! Make one more sound, I'll come down there and put your frickin' head in the soup. Here,
I don't do jokes. I didn't even know what's funny.
Here I come to save the day.
Is there a secret to being funny?
Jim Carrey, Man on the Moon.
A Stars exclusive this November on Americast from